Do you remember your first performance and when was that?
It was a wasted land. Well, technically, I was doing a study abroad trip in England. I was lucky enough through my school to
Like overseas?
overseas.
Yeah,
England, UK. Yeah.
Went from a fun night, dressed nice, felt just right. Instead of late night, lost time, lost our thoughts. Feel like a low life, I try the best I can. Give it everything, give it everything. Went from a fun night, dressed nice, felt just right. Instead of late
This is
night.
Waste Not a Guy No Lie.
Shampoo, aka Big Shampoo.
And we got another guest with us, man. Go ahead and tell them who you are and where to follow you at.
Absolutely. My name is 29 Rose. I'm from Falls Church, Virginia, DMV. And my Instagram is 29Rose_. That's for most platforms, except for TikTok, where it's I am 29 Rose. Check me out.
Alright, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. For real, like it's a travel, it's a wait. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, yo, thank you for having me. That's first and foremost. You know, I'm just blessed for the opportunity, and you know, I'm happy that y'all, you know, are recognizing me and showing up to the music. That's really just, you know, it's a blessing.
I say one thing about your music caught my ear. I'm like, oh shit. Crank. You know what I mean? Like, so how did you get into the music? Do you got like any musical inspiration from your family?
Absolutely. So music's been. My dad taught himself how to play guitar when he was a kid. I still don't know how to play guitar. We get into that though.
Okay.
But my mom has been a singer as well. She sings in the church choir. And I've always just had music in my life. When I was younger, you know, before I got in my teenage years, I was listening to pop radio. I used to every day be able to, like, if I were to close my eyes and hear the first part of a song, I would be able to name it off the radio. So I grew up on pop, also rock music, and you know, later in life, as I got into middle school, I got into high school, I really, you know, fell in love with hip hop. Around my senior year, I began to dabble in music. My friend Justin, shout out Justin Fronda, shout out to him, one of my best friends to this day. He was fucking around writing a song. He was writing it to Cry Me a River. And you know, she just yeah, you know, classic JT. And he had the instrumental up. He was like, "I'm just fucking around writing shit. Can you help me out?" I was like, "Sure." Like, I don't care. Started writing, and he, you know, I do my part. And I also, sorry, I'm going to say this as well. I've been a theater kid. I actually graduated with a musical theater degree. Yeah, so I've been in theater. I've been singing a lot of my life. I've been doing it since middle school. But he knew that knowledge and just, you know, was having me help write, and I'd sort of perform what I did, and he was like, "That's really good." And I sort of sat back and I was like, "Why am I not doing this? You know, like, why? Like, this is fun. Like, I enjoy this." And what happened with that is you know, I have a lot of different influences from pop, rock, hip hop, and I was just sort of like, you know, why not me? I started an LLC called Why Not Us, because you know, why can't you go and do big things? Why can't you go and do big things? You know, why can't I go and do big things? You know, it doesn't matter where you come from. It's just the drive and the motivation and the passion that really gets to it. Long story short, that really got me spinning. I've just been, you know, I released some music on SoundCloud. It got some decent reception, and you know, here I am. You know, I'm just, you know, riding the wave. That's all you can do.
Your first song you wrote, was it in high school? Like,
Actually, it was in first grade. I wrote it over, so my family has lived in New Orleans, or not New Orleans, they lived in Louisiana for 5 years. So there was a song, it was a Cajun song. I don't even remember the name of the song, but I wrote it because my dad was on crutches at the time. So I just wrote like a simple little, like, you know, ditty, like nothing crazy, little medley. It was just something small, and you know, I didn't think about it until, you know, as time went on, I started really writing, going into my freshman year of college, and really just exploring music. That I was sort of like, why haven't I been doing this earlier? Like I started, you know, I wrote a song when I was in first grade, just messed around. Like, it's sort of like, it's just destiny, you know. But yeah, I'd say my first technical song is actually first grade. It's not released. I'm not going to release it, but
you remember it?
I do. Sadly, it was nothing crazy. It was just, you know, it was something. It was like, my daddy's on crutches, or something like that. It was something small. It was something.
I was mad if I was like, "Damn, you make a song on me on crutches."
It was something small. But, you know, it's just fun. You know, it's just me starting out, and I don't even know why I did it, but you know, I've you know, ever since I had that moment, and as I've been growing and meeting people, I've just, you know, fell more and more in love with it. And you know, this is honestly what I want to do. I want to make music. It's what makes me the happiest. It's what, you know, helps me get up. You know. And that's just what it fills my soul. I love doing it for the people. I love doing it performing music and showing music to people who enjoy that type and enjoy my stuff. But really, for me, it's a therapy. It's definitely a therapy for me. It allows me to express my feelings that I can't maybe share with like one of my boys or like, anyone. It's just about expressing myself. That's why I love music, because it allows me to be my true and utter self. And it makes me feel like a superhero. That's what I love as well. Not just hip hop, but just music in general. It allows me to, you're speaking from the soul when you write music and when you sing. That comes from the soul. There's nothing more from the heart than singing music, I believe.
Creating your own lyrics and going with your own melody, like.
So how would you describe your musical style? Like someone has never heard anything from you, but say
Absolutely.
How would you describe your style?
I would say, I'd say I'm more mainstream melodic hip hop. One of my big inspirations is Juice WRLD, rest in peace.
Juice WRLD.
Really, just what he was able to do to almost merge the pop and hip hop boundaries, like Drake did as well, bringing in singing into hip hop and really, having, not just bringing in an artist to come sing a verse or a chorus, but doing it himself. It's truly inspirational to me. And I'd say melodic hip hop and pop. I do, you could say I do. What's MG? It's like sort of like pop rock as well, but I would say mainly melodic hip hop. That's what I would describe myself. But I don't like to limit myself as an artist. I say I can do a lot. That's the best thing. I can do anything you ask me to do. Absolutely.
So when you first started getting into music, what made you keep going? Like, did you have like a wonderful reaction when you first started putting it down? Like, who you first? How can I say this? Who do you first? Can I say who do you first get? Like the people you perform for, right? Like, who reaction was it for? Like the reaction, was it a good reaction, bad reaction when you first?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't get like a bajillion views on SoundCloud, but I posted it. I had friends who were really supportive of it, and it was mainly more of just like I like doing it. Like I was more of like, okay, like this got pretty good, reviews. Let me just keep doing it because it just makes me happy. It makes me happy. Being around music makes me happy, and that's what I want to do. Like I just want to be around music, and doing that and releasing that first song was that breakthrough step. That's why I always tell people, just drop something, like just do anything. Like my friends who are like really, are good, but they're a little scared to commit to it. It's just sort of like just drop something on SoundCloud. You don't always need to roll out. Test the waters and go from there, and that's what I did. And from there I learned how to, I got with distributors, and I'm with DistroKid, so I signed up for DistroKid, began releasing music on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, and it's just step by step. That's how I've been taking this whole process. It's just one thing at a time. Seeing what works, testing the waters, and going from there.
So when you connected with hip hop, was it a particular artist or song?
Good question. I don't think it was one person. I get asked about like my influences a lot, and it's so hard to like pin down for me, because it's not like there's a few where it's like like Juice, X, Post Malone. Like I listen to a lot of pop. I was talking to a friend today. Like as funny as it sounds, Britney Spears. The choruses, like it's catchy. That's what I strive on. Is me writing a catchy chorus. I'm not the most lyrical rapper. I can be lyrical, but what my bread and butter is I can make a damn good chorus. If you need me to make a chorus for you and the beat works, I'll make a damn good chorus. And that's because I listen to a lot of rock, I listen to a lot of pop. And it's drawing those aspects and bringing it in to the music. Someone like Drake as well, I guess I could say could be a big inspiration as well, with what he did with, almost bringing melodic rap to more of a a mainstream stage with hip hop. He's a legend, as we all know, like one of the GOATs. And I'd say more of just like, comes from that pop background that I rap. Listen to the radio. Like simply listen to the radio, being around music. Simply, it's that. Even before I really fell in love with hip hop. And with hip hop, I still find that there's so much that I need to learn, and that's the great thing about it, is there's so much I don't know, and that I can explore and continue to learn from and add to my own music. I always tell people, listen to a bunch of different music, whether it's alternative, even fucking country. Like I'm not a big country guy, but like I pick up stuff from country.
I like country music.
Hey, Morgan Wallen's pretty good.
Like
And
country music, like. So, do theater help you out when you perform?
definitely. Is it the same? No. It's a little different when you're singing like your own stuff. It's sort of like, well, I feel like the adrenaline's more. Theater really helped me with being comfortable with performing and singing on a stage, and you're moving constantly. When you go into the studio rather when you're on stage, it's very different. And you have to do your best to replicate that sound when you're going to perform on stage, being a singer or a rapper, whatever that may be. It's harder. You have that adrenaline going, your heart's beating fast, you don't have as much air. It's sort of, literally.
Like, punch it in. Hold on, go again.
Yeah. You'd be like, I get that deep breath, get the lungs going, But I began to sort of learn how to deal with that and that anxiety, that stage fright from stage. I also learned songwriting from musical theater, like just the shows that I had been in. Greats like, I don't know if you know Stephen Sondheim, their movie Into the Woods. Into the Woods, it was a movie a while back, so it was a musical. But anyway, that's... Yeah, Johnny Depp was in it. He was like one of the biggest names in it. Anyway, Stephen Sondheim is one of the greatest writers in musical theater, right? You can pick, and as I was saying, you pick up everything from any type of music you listen to. And the musicals back in the day, the 40s, 50s, before shit really got going with like rhythm and blues, rock and roll, those were the pop songs. The songs from the musical theater were the pop songs. Those are the songs that you would hear on the radio back in the 40s, 30s, stuff like that. Picking stuff up, from great musical theater writers, but also, having the stage experience and learning how to, move on stage, interact on stage, and just be present and make a performance. Because at the end of the day, like, we want to be as genuine as possible, but it's a performance. Something that makes Playboi Carti so good is his shows are just a full movie experience. You got the flames going up. He just brings this energy, and that's what I've learned from theater, but as well from watching guys like him and other artists out here. Is I draw that, but I have that performance background naturally. Being on stage is not new to me. I've been doing it for years, since middle school, since even before then. So it's just applying those things that I got from musical theater and those lessons that I learned through going to school and just being around theater and those writers that were really influential and important in that scene, putting that all together as well as using my other influences and just going for it.
So what specifically do you take into your performances? Like, what do you describe a performance of yours?
Good question.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you incorporate?
I've never gotten a question like that on a podcast, so I appreciate that. I would say with me, I just go in and I say, I just gotta feel this. I gotta give it everything. If the crowd's giving me stuff, I'm gonna go and interact with that crowd. I'm gonna get close to people. I'm gonna go up to them and get with that. If I see the crowd slow, I'm gonna say, hey, let's get it going. Let's get, like, when I'm at ZK, if I see it slow, because sometimes it gets slow. I feel like every artist, it depends on the time of night. Say your last act, right? Like, people are gone.
People leaving on the damn
You gotta get people hyped. You gotta get people up.
Right.
So it's like, it's interacting with that audience, which is something I'm working on as well, but I'm applying more and more. Just being engaged. Taking that energy from that the audience like gives you and using to fuel you or fuel me in this case, I would say. But interacting is really a thing that I strive on, and then also want to continue to work on as well. Because I can only improve. That's my thing. It's like all I can do every day. So my goal is just to improve one step at a time.
One more thing. Are you still into theater?
Absolutely. I haven't done as much lately. Past 8 months, I've really been hustling, really doing this music because this is what I want. This is what I believe in. And this is the first time in my life where I've been able to focus on just music.
Still on that same. The visuals, do you incorporate like acting or anything into your videos?
Absolutely. And honestly, I think that's an area for me that I need to grow. Is like what I'm seeing visually. One of my fraternity brothers actually, his name's Brandon Ferrero. He's fantastic. Goes by his company's called Exeter LLC. He's one of the best cinematographers that I've seen. Like, that's just like an amateur, incredible. And he told me something that stuck with me because I was telling him, I was like, look, I'm having trouble with music video ideas. Like I watch stuff, but I just don't always I can't always put it together. And he was saying, well, when you go and write these songs, when you go and write your music, start coming up with an image right then and there. And I think that for me is what I've been trying to do, and I've been trying to watch more music videos, because oddly enough, I be on YouTube a lot, but I don't watch a lot of music videos. I was telling my friend, I don't, but it's,
You do?
and that's good, and that's what I'm trying to be like. I need to, my thing is like, I need to expose myself to more music videos, see what other artists are doing. Yeah. Even like in different genres. These different genres, they do different things, you know? There's different, like, it's an art. For me, it's also like I need to watch more movies as well. That's what I
A lot of
do.
people incorporate movies into they might do their own version.
Like The Weeknd, for example, his whole album After Hours was based off of, I believe, it was, I want to say it was like Scorsese, one of his movies or something.
He had a song in
No, but his, it was one of his albums specifically was based off of a movie. I think it was After Hours, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the specific movie, but you know, seeing guys like him really draw from that, it reminds me that, you know, I need to go and become more, you know, I need to be more knowledgeable about culture in general. And that's something as well, at least being hip hop as well is something that I'm trying to do more, is be more aware of black culture, you know, black films as well is what I'm trying to do, because again, if you're doing hip hop as a white guy, you have to understand the culture and you have to have respect for the culture. If you don't, then it's fucked. It's fucked. You know, so my thing is, you know, I just want to continue to grow and learn. That's my thing. I'm young, I'm 22. I just want to, all I'm doing is just trying to grow. I try to learn from everyone I talk to, everyone I interact with in my life in order to better myself and to help, you know, just become a better man, you know, at the end of the day.
I respect that. Like, a big respect, like, because when you go on tour areas, right, you got different people, different performances, just like that. Do you have a song, certain songs you perform here, or certain songs you perform there?
Absolutely. So it depends on the venue, definitely. So for example, my first show, well, if I could go back, I'd probably change something. My first show, the place we were at, it was the Wasted Lounge. Shout out Wasted Lounge if you're watching this. Shout out. Much love. Taco Tuesdays, yeah. Wasted Lounge. So are y'all familiar with Wasted Lounge?
Yeah, he was there every Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
Like
So that place, if you were to just look at it, it's sort of like, you could say it's like a jazz bar type vibe. It's like low vibes where it's not like those clubs where it's like loud bump, like bass bumping going crazy. It's sort of just like a, you know, mellow vibe, just like cool. So for a place like that now, I would go and do some stuff that's not as heavy with, you know, bass and it's high energy, but it's more of just a vibe. I have a song, I don't know if you heard the song Throwaway, for example. That would be a great song for that place that I have. Throwaway is, you know, like sort of low-key song. It's not too, you know, loud, not too high energy. It works for a place like that. But at a place like CK, where the music's popping, there's space, speakers are bumping, DJ's going crazy. That's, you know, I do something like, you know, We've Arrived, or I do something like New
That was one of my favorite joints. I ain't
I
lying.
appreciate that.
We arrived, baby. That's no shit.
It's a vibe, you know. That's what I'm saying.
I
What I want to do is I want to paint pictures with my music. That's my goal as I continue to grow. Is I want to paint a picture. I want to give someone an image, or I want to be able to create an image in someone's mind of something. My thing is like, if I can either empower you or help you heal or connect with my music, that's my goal. That is the best thing in the world. It's better than all this other shit. If I can connect, if someone can come up to me and say, I really felt what you wrote, that's so powerful.
What's the best compliment you've gotten about your music?
Pretty much that. When I've had friends say, like, I went through a really tough period and you writing this song, like, I've listened to this to help me heal. It's just so, for me, that's so powerful. Like, it blows me away. It, like, literally blows me away. I'm like, wow. Like, because you don't know how much impact you're going to have on someone. You don't know. And that's the thing with music, going back to musical theater. The great thing is, and what I was told by my professors and my teachers, is they said, if you can change someone, like you can have someone go to a show, sit down at a show, watch that, and they just have an epiphany, or it changes their mind on something, or it makes them start thinking and say, wow, after seeing this, I'm going to go and do this. That is, for me, the number one greatest feeling. If someone can tell you, like, your shit hits and I feel it. You are talking to me and I get that. Because I write it for myself. So if it's connecting with someone else, like, it's just, it blows my mind.
Somebody might be going through the same thing.
Exactly.
You just never know, you know?
And the thing that always amazes me as well is, you know, we all have our struggles, we all have our strife, right? I grew up in the suburbs. Being in hip hop, I don't know a lot of the experiences that a lot of people in the community went through, experienced dealing with, you know, there's gun violence in certain communities in DC, Maryland, Virginia. There's so much drug issues, there's so much stuff. And if someone who comes from a whole different environment from me is able to find a way to connect, it's unbelievable. It's really because there's so much that I can learn from that person, but you know, it just inspires me more to say, you know what, I'm doing the right thing. Like, it's not just like I enjoy it, I'm just doing it selfishly for me. I'm actually like, you know, making good stuff that are helping people in whatever way I can. You know, I'm not giving a bunch of money to a charity or anything like that, but it's something. It's just something. You know, it helps someone. And that's so powerful.
One person at a time, man. You can't change the whole world. You can help one person at one time.
Yeah, you try, but it's not gonna work.
It's like, do you remember your first performance and when was that?
It was a wasted land. Well, technically, I was doing a study abroad trip in England. I was lucky enough through my school to
Like overseas?
overseas.
Yeah, I was saying-
England, UK. yeah, UK.
First one, hell yeah.
It wasn't even like a real show. It was like sort of like a talent thing that the school had put up. And I told my friends that I did music, and they're like, you should go and perform, you should go do it. So we did that. I did one song, it was super fun.
Still wasn't it?
It's just like official, unofficial. It was like official, unofficial. I didn't have a mic. I was just sort of singing in general. But I would say if we were talking like official first show, it was the Wasted Lounge. And Cindy was there for that. It was actually a big part. We're talking about our friend Cindy. Shout out Cindy if you're watching. This much love. But it was that, and that it was again. That's one of the best experiences in my entire life. Was doing that.
How did that energy feel?
Amazing.
So some people, the energy is make them or break them. You feel what I'm saying? It could be overwhelming. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do this again.
But the thing with energy is you have to read the energy in the room. You can't just, you know, if you see low energy, I've seen artists that are just like, you get frustrated. And it's just sort of like, okay, you're not doing your job. You have to keep the audience engaged, whether it's theater, whether it's music, whatever you're doing. Speaking, public speaking.
Watch a movie.
With a movie, you have to capture the audience's attention. And now, if you can't do that in a show, you don't beat yourself up over it, but it's rather, you know next time, okay, these are the notes that I need to make to make this show even better. Whether it's 500 people or 5 people, you still gotta perform, and you still gotta, I bring that energy every time. It doesn't matter. You know, if I see, you know, if it's a low-key vibe, then I adjust myself to a low-key vibe. But I'm still keeping that audience engaged because you have to. You have to make sure. As I was saying earlier, they sort of are uninterested. Yo, how we doing tonight? How we feeling? That's what I've been working on as well. You know, lock them in. It's reeling them back in like they're a fish. You know, like and it's really just, you know, doing your job as an artist, finding ways to keep people entertained. Because the music itself will do it, but it's about how you are on stage, especially when it comes to live performance. You know, especially in a place like ZK. Because there's hookah going on, people smoking weed, people drinking, you know, people talking. You gotta capture that attention.
I go, who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like one of the best things. Shout out Big Fug. I don't even know if he knows this. He's a Baltimore rapper. Shout out to him. First show I did Wasted, he and some other Baltimore crew came, and I have a video of me starting out We've Arrived, right? He's smoking a blunt and he puffs that out, okay? He puffs it out in like shock, like, because he didn't expect it. Those moments there, the best moments. Because it's like, you didn't expect this, surprise. Like, surprise, I'm here. Like, you don't see this, but now you're gonna know who I am. That's why I go by the DMV's Best Kept Secret. That's my sort of like slogan. Because people don't know about me, but they will.
Definitely.
They will.
Interview. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How far I can say how far you perform is away in England, but how frequently do you go out and travel and do shows?
Absolutely. So right now, currently, I'm sort of on a lay low. We were talking a little earlier before the camera really started rolling, how I'm more focusing on digital content right now. But past few months, I went to New York.
One is one in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, so I recently went to New Jersey. That was the one clip you probably saw. But I went to New York prior to that. I don't remember what month it was. I don't even know, November? I don't know. But I went to New York and I got to perform at a stage that Tupac and Biggie performed at. Yeah, I have to go look at the name again to be honest, but I tagged it on my thing, which is insane. Fucking hip hop legends, some of the greatest to ever do it. Honored. Performed there with 12 other really talented artists. Got to record a little bit in the studio that they had, and I won the competition. And I got a full all-paid expense trip to Atlanta, which was really cool. I got to perform in Atlanta, go to Atlanta for the first time. Really get to check that out. I saw an old friend for a while. I recently went back to Jersey, as you saw. I went to school there, so it was nice because I got to connect with my fraternity brothers and close friends. And I also got to perform. And my thing is when I travel nowadays, the only time I haven't done it recently is I went to Florida to see my grandmother. That was the only time I didn't do a show.
Family time.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's what my mom says. My mom was like, yo, you need to relax. Like,
family time.
Yeah. And great time. But when I travel and when I go places, if someone asks me to go places, it's got to be for business. Point blank.
29 Rows, what does the name come from?
I get that a lot. So 29 Rows, 29 is a number for passion.
I'll take like 69.
That's also passion too. But 29 it represents passion. Now the rose for me has a deep meaning because it goes back to socialism, honestly. So it's material. My phone blowing up. Oh, sorry, God, damn. I have ADHD, so I can't be focusing on too many things at once. Yeah, but anyway, so the rose stands for material and spiritual and poverty. The red in the rose stands for material and poverty. People who can't afford to put a roof over their head, people who can't afford to feed themselves or their family, people who are dealing with extreme financial hardship. Now the rose itself, taking the color of the red rose out of it, the rose itself stands for spiritual and poverty. Those who feel alone, those who feel helpless, lost. My end goal with my music is to be able to help those people heal through my music and through my actions. As I continue to grow and hopefully, begin to make money off of this and grow as a man, I want to be able to give back in any way that I can to communities, whether it's mine or whether it's places like Anacostia. I just want to give back because I love the DMV area and it's where I grew up. And there's a lot of people that are struggling, not just here but everywhere. And while I'm trying to do my part and I can do more, and I only can do so much, but I can do more. I want to try to eventually give back physically and through my music to that. So long story short, that's why it's 29 Rows, and it rolls off the tongue real nice. So I like that.
29 Rows.
You see, it's nice one. 29 Rows. You say fast.
I'm kind of actually glad you got an actual spiritual meaning, frequency shit with your name. You know what I mean? Some people ain't just 29 Rows. But you actually can break your name down, know what it is, make a meaning to it, and everybody that's what it means.
And with names, I believe it's all about how you got to make a name for yourself. You can be born with a name, but how are you going to be remembered?
Sure.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So the guitar, you never learned?
I want to learn. I'm gonna try. My dad's been pushing me. I got a guitar that was my mom's old guitar. It's more of just finding the time, getting down and do it. I did it the other day, but I just I was telling you I have ADHD, so there's a lot of stuff going on in my mind. I'm thinking marketing, making music, recording. I want to learn how to produce. I got an Akai keyboard that has just been sitting there, and I've been beginning to learn how to do that. But there's a lot of different things, and guitar, and I put that on my bucket list for this year, New Year's resolutions, is I'm gonna get to it and begin to learn. But that and piano is one that I really want to learn. I think because I want to start I really want to get out there and start busking. How you see those guitarists on the street just doing stuff? I think that'd be great. Just getting my name out there, being around people, whether it's in Maryland, Baltimore, Hyattsville, DC, in Columbia Heights, or Anacostia, or Falls Church, Fairfax, Alexandria, wherever that may be. I want to start doing that because the more I'm able to perform and the You know, like Post Malone, for example. He was in a metal band before he blew up. I don't know if y'all know that. Before White Iverson.
That's a booty show. That's a booty show. Right? He has a booty show or some shit like that.
Oh, he was recent. He wasn't. I see. Saw he had he rocking the short shorts recently. I don't know. Hey, he does his own thing. That's why I love him. He's just himself. With art and with musicians, there's a lot of. I feel like with music in general, hip hop I see a lot. There's sort of, you know, it's all about having this certain image, and everyone sort of ends up being like copy and paste. And it's sort of like, you know, artists like Tyler the Creator, for example, who like Grammy nominated, but just you can't say that he's not himself. Like, it's impossible. Like, you can see it right in front of you. Like, he's not gonna hold bars. He'll be himself. Someone like Post Malone as well. He's one of the sweetest people. Like, just you look interviews and him talking to fans. Like, you know, he started in a heavy metal band though, and you know, kept true to his roots, but you know, was also doing hip hop. Grew up with White Iverson. He was involved in so many different genres, and that's what I look towards. And same with Tyler. Tyler, you know, I love hearing his music recommendations. I'm not even the biggest Tyler fan in the world. I like Tyler. I'm not like super fan, but his music recommendations, stuff he listens to. I mean, he listens to like 70s, 80s rock, like 90s stuff that I'm just like, where are you getting this? You know, like where would you even find this? And it's for me, I want to continue to, you know, borrow from those influences and continue to grow as an artist. I think like busking and learning how to play guitar will only strengthen me as well.
Do you play any musical instruments?
I used to play cello, recorder.
Cello.
Cello, you know.
I didn't know.
Well, that's violin.
That's the big one, right?
The big one, well, not the super big one, because you have like the big ones, like, I don't know how high the camera is, like, you know, this tall. It's more of you're sitting down, and you're playing that. Yeah, I mean, you've seen it probably before. I used to. I'd love to get back into it. It's just more of, you know, finding the time.
Throw some in your music.
What's it? That's
something.
But I want to. I want to learn how to produce, and I would love to put the, you know, some cello on that as
Throw it
well.
live. You in the studio live with.
That'd be interesting. Rapping like while I'm playing the cello. No one's done that before, I don't think.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen it. It's something that's a little niche market, you know?
I haven't seen it done before.
I'm always looking for content ideas, so it's something. I like that.
That's something right there. On the music, has it brought you more attention in your life, like say from the ladies?
Yeah.
Or with that? Would that get you in trouble though?
Oh no! I'm single. Ain't gonna get in
I
trouble.
heard he's single, man. Y'all going?
No, only when I get. My mom likes to watch a lot of these videos, and I'm like, Mom. There's been times where my mom be online, Mom, like, I love you. I don't know if you want to see this. Like, I'm not doing anything crazy, but with the women, I mean, I think like the music helps in a sense, but it's also like I don't want to be. If I'm talking to a girl, like I don't want her to just like me for my music. She's like, cash cow.
But like,
You know?
like, say you go out and perform, right? And you hear sometimes
I
you
get a little
catch them
attention.
off guard, like, okay,
I get a little attention.
Right.
I like to be humble. I don't like to really talk too much about it.
That's
You know?
cool.
Don't kiss and tell too much, but I do all right. You know what I'm saying? My main thing though is honestly like love women, but my main focus is music right now. I'm focusing on me, trying to be better. You know, focusing on the grind and really just trying to grow what I already have now. Because I see the vision. It's just I have to continue working even harder and harder to make it work. Because all these guys, they work. It's not it's about marketing. It's about that hustle. You can have really good music and you can not hear it. It's all about how you message it. And, doing stuff like this, getting opportunities like this, allow me to spread the word. And I'm grateful for that. And, just taking it step by step. But no, I do alright. I do alright.
Hey, kid,
I'm do alright. Like,
I'm humble.
I'm not good,
I'm not good, man. I was nice good music. I know.
Yeah, if they want, it's like these done. If they want to come around, they come around.
On the low podcast, sometimes they like that too. They like that too. I know they love music.
All I say is, once they get to know me in person, that's all it takes. That's what I say.
Do you have any songs you don't have to tell who it is that you made about a young lady personally? Like, have they inspired any of your music? Like,
yeah.
made a song about some.
I'd say, yeah, absolutely.
They probably made a song out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of, I write about experiences. That's what I try to do. Heartbreak is very helpful with at least, one thing that I strive of is, and I don't actively look for it, but it's using pain and heartbreak when shit doesn't work out.
The best music, man.
You know, it makes the best music.
And
That's what I'm saying is like my thing is I'm not gonna go out of the way and just write a girl a song because she wants it. So respectfully, that's not how I roll.
No, I mean like that. I mean like she might have broke your heart.
Definitely.
And you wrote a
Definitely.
song,
Definitely.
And that
Definitely.
song is about her. Like,
A few, yeah.
You
Like,
hurt me.
and like, yeah, like it's happened, you know, it's a few. And my thing is like, it's not to like shame anyone. It's more just like, it's the only way I know how to fully express it and let it go. It's how I've gotten over people, you know? It's how I continue to get over people. Because I'm someone, I personally, and I'll admit this, be vulnerable for a sec, I'm someone who almost cares too much to a fault about people, like cares too much. In a sense where it's like, I wish I could stop, but I can't. When I get connected to someone like really like that, and I'm serious about a girl or someone like that, even like it doesn't have to be like sexual or like a dating relationship. Like when I care about someone, like I care about
I
someone.
love you, I love you.
The vibes.
You know, it's just vibes.
Frequency, energy.
Yeah, like if you put in good energy into me and you really care about me, I'm gonna try to do the same for you to the best of my ability. And it's just, you know, I try to channel every experience when if it's a good friendship or a bad friendship that falls apart, or if it's a relationship that falls apart. I try to channel that because all we can do is write about our experience. If I was writing about shooting shit up and like, you know, I don't know, if I could take perks and shit, like that's not realistic to me. Like I'm not.
Hell yeah,
I love Future, but that's not like, you know, I'm not the king of the streets. You know, like I just can write about my experience and what I've lived through, and that's experience. That's experience, and that
It's
connection.
true to you, man.
It's true to me. I cannot be someone else. I'm an actor, and people say, "Oh, try to be an act." Like, you know, do this way. I said, no, I don't want to act in real life. That's a job. I don't want. No, that's a job, and it's true because people will be like, "Oh, like, you know, if you just did this." No, I want to be honest. I don't want to be pretend. I don't want to play pretend with people. It's just I did it for I had so many. I still deal with insecurity. I like to be honest about my mental health and my personal health, and I think it is so fucking important to, you know, just tell people how you really feel.
You got to, man.
Find close people that you that people you can say anything to, you know. And you know, that's what I use my music to do, is to fully express myself in that way, but also, you know, just, you know, like really, I just like to be honest with myself, and I have a lot of insecurities, and I've learned that if I go and pretend to be someone else because I was trying to cover for those insecurities, it makes me fucking miserable. Like, I just hate that shit. I hated that shit I did that for so long, and I finally woke up one day and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I just like, yeah, we've arrived. Like, we've arrived, you know? It's just, my thing is like, I hate having to force things. I just need to be natural. I want to be me. I hate, like, I'm trying to take more risks in general. That's the other New Year's resolution for me, but I want to be myself. I pretended for so long. I've been on stage when I love acting. It's, you know, you're playing a character. It's pretend. I want to be me. I want to be me, and I want my music to show that it's me.
Do you, when you're on the stage, like, you know, they have different methods of acting, like, did you carry the characters home with you sometimes, like, you got a show coming up, like, try to get it?
Oh, absolutely. Are you just talking about like singing on stage?
I just meant just like in general on stage.
So I mean, on theater, you know,
person.
it can be good and bad. Like, I'm talking theater now. It can be good and bad to take the character home with you. I mean, we saw Heath Ledger, rest in peace, great actor, but he got way into the character.
Yeah.
Too much, caused him to kill himself. You know, so there's always a give and take. And when it comes to, you know, it's good. But when it comes to like singing on stage, doing what I'm doing, or doing, you know, performing like that, and writing your own music, performing that, I think, and this might be controversial, I feel like everyone has a little bit of character bravado to them. What I like to say about my music, and I'm not saying that they're not real, you know, it's more just like there is, you know, there's a sense of fiction where it's like more like an above, it's like an above reality, you know, like
it's like a dramatization, like, you know how some movies say based on a true story, but certain things, you know,
amp that shit up.
And I'm all for being honest with music. Do you have to be honest every single thing you say? I don't agree with that.
Not really.
You know?
No.
And what I
spent 500, but I'm gonna say 5,000.
Come on, it looks better. You know?
Or something.
But the thing I love, especially with like rock, hip hop, with that high energy type of music, it makes me, the thing that I always say is it makes me feel like a superhero. Makes me feel like a superhero. I'm not speaking up. Makes me feel like an absolute superhero, like I'm Superman. It's almost like I'm like a different person. It's like alter ego. I'm still real in myself, but it's like, that's me on stage. That's 29 Rows. That's not, you know, I'd say my government name, Carson. That's not Carson. That's 29 Rows. And it makes, it empowers me. And that's the other thing. I want to empower people. I think that's what's great about hip hop is it almost like, for me, it shoots that swagger into me. When I feel like shit, if I hear some really hard shit, or like some shit that gets me going, like, I'm in it. Like, I'm like a superhero.
30.
Like, I got that, like, hyper focused vision.
Turn on a specific song to go 8.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, you start driving faster, and you're like, oh, okay, guys, watch the speed a little bit. There's cops around here, cops.
Yeah.
But like, it makes you feel, just like for me, it just gives me power. Like, I just feel so fulfilled in ways that I just can't, you know, not drugs, not really anything else can do. Like, it just, I don't even know how to describe it. I just feel like a fucking superhero. I just feel like I'm Superman. Like, it's awesome. It's just, and when the crowd is vibing with you and feeling your music and your energy, just makes it even better.
Mine is your cake. Okay.
Amen. That's a really good analogy for it.
You know when you say that?
Anybody ever say that for you?
I've never heard that. I love it. Mike is like a cape, and that's definitely true.
They felt like a superhero.
How do you go about
I'm nice with
structuring the song? Do you go by like the melody first, you go by the beat, or you write a song and then find a beat?
So for most of my stuff, like the 80% I'd say, I'm big on send me a beat. Send me a beat, or I'll go and find a beat. A lot of times, and I love working with local producers. It's just sort of hard. I'm very picky.
I think when you say YouTube, everybody go YouTube.
I be using YouTube all the time. All the time.
Man.
Yeah, so I type beats, you know.
Yeah, you can type beat.
And that's where I find the majority of my stuff. And what I do is if the melody clicks, it's like the wind. If I can ride on that, or like a wave even. I say wave. You know, oh, I can catch it. If I can catch that wave, and it's like I got something in my head. Sometimes it just comes to me, where I hear it in the first 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm ready for it. Like I know exactly what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. And something that I've been working on more recently is writing prior to finding a beat. I have a song called, actually no, I was writing something recently. I can't think of it at the moment, to be honest. But that's what I've been working on, is trying to, you know, if I have an idea of something, it's like, or I hear a melody in another song, it's like, all right, I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna type it up. You know, if I'm at my desk, I might write it down. If I'm in the car, or I'm driving, or I'm with friends, I'll type that up real quick. But I'd say the majority of it is mainly I hear something and it's got to be a vibe. I always tell people who want to do stuff, I'm like, look, it's not personal if I don't rock with this beat. It's me. I'm super picky, and I'm trying to find what I can actually just kill. And that's where I pride myself on as well, is beat selection. I've gone it a bunch of times, people say, I love your beats, I like what you're choosing. And it's like, that's, again, it's the whole package. It's not just one thing. If the production's shit, you can be spitting the hardest shit in the world. It doesn't mean the song's gonna go. And vice versa. There's some songs where the beat is fucking nuts.
That's the thing though, like some of my favorite rappers, I can't listen to some of the songs because the beat, I was like, I know you're talking, but I don't really like the music.
You gotta diversify. And I don't want to name names because I still love these artists as well, but like I think there's artists in the industry now.
I think everybody picked a bad beat to do it.
I mean, it's sort of, you know, once you really get serious in it, I'm sure there's more finances and there's so much more, you know, behind the scenes that's involved. That I learned even the stuff behind the scenes for where I'm at now that I didn't think of even a year ago.
Don't put that out to next year.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. It's just like, you know, like, okay, I have to think, you know, if you have a song with a sample on it, right? Gotta clear that sample. If you really want to make money off it, you gotta clear that sample. And, you know, stuff like that I didn't even think of. You know, working, you know, something recently that I'm like kicking myself about is I've been buying just the regular, you know, the beat itself. I need to get the stems to the beat, so I have all the instruments that they're using in order to get a better mix. You know, it's stuff like that. Yeah, that I wouldn't have even thought of going prior. I just didn't think of these things when I started.
I started hearing the stems recently myself too. From I listen to Joe Black podcast. I guess he do music, so he used to do music, so he kind of know like different little things like that. I wouldn't be familiar with that either. Honestly, what is besides that you think is like the biggest thing you learned business-wise when you got to it? You know, people do music for fun, but once they want to do it for a living, they get introduced to the other side. So you think the biggest thing is
I'm struggling because it's like pinning down one thing, you know. I think, you know.
Well, a couple of the biggest things.
Yeah, I think it's the people you're around and making sure that you guys are on the same page, and that, you know, realizing that this is a business at the end of the day, especially if you're really, really serious about this, and making sure that people are, you know, being taken care of, and it's hard. I mean, as an artist especially, I know for me, I get into a little hyper-focus, and what I've been working on is just trying to, you know, be more, you know, think about the other things, you know, like making, you know, really not just getting locked in on just the music. It's about, you know, who you have around you, who you're connecting with. Okay, is this worth it for both of us? Because at the end of the day, the way the music industry is, at least for the artists, is a lot of times you're paying to get to do stuff. You know, you're sometimes, not for this one, I'm saying this now, sometimes you gotta pay for podcasts. I've had to do that in the past. Some, you know, you're paying for, you know, obviously paying for promotion, you're paying for beats, you know, it's a lot of it is, you know, there's a lot of stuff in the background. There's, you know, clearing stuff has been something, you know, BMI, I joined the, it's the, oh my gosh, BMI, what, I don't know what the hell that stands for right now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. BMI, like, you know, joining, like, you know, making sure you're getting your money on the backside. There's just...
like royalties and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely, you know. There's shit that I'm still learning, where it's like, oh, I need to be honest, like, I need to be doing that, you know. It's hard to just pin down, it's really hard for me to pin down one thing. I can't just say one thing, because there's so much that I've learned, not even within a year, but within like 8 months. Where it's been like, I learned so much, where it's like, how to move, you know, how to interact with people, how you want to really begin marketing, what's smart to spend on, what's not smart to spend on. And these are things that I'm still learning as well. You know, it's hard to like, and that's why it's like, I don't have like one, like I can't just pin down one thing. It's just, there's so much that goes into it. Marketing, you know, the importance of marketing. The song is not going to sell itself, despite what you think. It's so hard to have a song just sell itself with no other backing to it. Everyone you hear that's gone viral or popped off, like it's either you go viral or you're really, you know, you're paying for your marketing and you're trying to really get that out there. Right? Drake said it in an old interview back when before he got really big, he was saying marketing's key to everything. It's so true. And that's the one area I'm working on, is really how can I market myself better. You know, I just did a song, I did my new song, Rain. If you haven't heard that, it's a great song, check it out. And I was thinking in my head, okay, where should I advertise this? And I thought, you know what, this would be really good with like anime edits. Even if you don't watch anime, you've probably seen an anime edit where you're like, damn, this shit looks tough. Like the way they just set it up.
Man.
I love anime.
Yeah.
I tell everyone they need to watch, even if you're not into it, because a lot of people are like, anime, what the fuck? Like it's like a cartoon.
Not cartoon.
This storytelling is so good and so important. And anyway, what I'm saying is I saw anime edits. I reached out to an anime editor, sent him my stuff, and it works, you know? And that's a good way to market it, because the song fit with like, you know, an anime edit. It's all about how you do it. And that's what I'm learning and continuing to learn is, you know, how, you know, what song is going to go best, you know, what's going to work for both of us. You know, the people that I'm, you know, yes, I'm paying to, but it's all about, you know, if they succeed, I succeed.
The more views they get.
It's all about, okay, like, what accounts am I going to send this to, or how am I going to do that? And that's what I, you know, I'm evolving with and keep, you know, continuing to show on.
Do you collab a lot, or if not, are you looking to collab?
So I do love collabing. It's one of my favorite things. What right now, currently, and it sucks, but it's just I need to focus on myself. The main thing is I'm, you know, if someone sends something my way and I can feature on it, that's great. It's just I need to focus on getting more of my stuff out. I have a decent catalog. I need to put more into it. You know, I need to have more music out there that's me, that showcases who I am. You know, I have some great songs that, you know, I would love to go and perform, but I need a featured artist, or it wouldn't make sense for me to do without a featured artist, and that's another problem. But, and again, love collab. I love working with other people. It's what makes
your brand.
It just, I enjoy that. Like, it's not even like knowing the brand. I just enjoy that more than even just writing on my own. You know, because I gain energy from those people. So, but with that as well, it's sort of like I have to focus on getting my music out. I need to focus on me, and that's okay for an artist to do. I feel like it's just really like, you know what? Sorry, I love, you know, I respect you. It's not that I don't want. It's not like I don't want a feature from you, or like I don't want to do a feature. That's not it.
I politely decline at this moment.
It's just like, yeah, like you know, and if I'm gonna do a feature, my thing now is saving up money. I'm looking, you know, again, I want to release more individual music and then find someone, work with people who are either, you know, at my level, like where, like I really believe like the song we make is gonna actually really go, or you know, eventually with time, as I save my bread up, we saving the money up, yeah. That's my things. I'm working to just, you know, I swear am I spending my money and you know saving up for the right stuff, but you know, eventually buying a feature from someone who is more developed and established, because all you can do, you know, having that like sort of, it's a cosign but not a cosign, you know, yeah, you're paying for it, but you know, they're still on your song.
Also, you can
Yeah, you can say that.
You know, you can say that.
I got a song with
You know, I was able to pay for, you know, in theory, I was able to pay for Lil TJ. I have Lil TJ on my song.
Like, question, are you into like your analytics? Do you check those? And if so, where is your biggest fan base located? If you would know.
So analytics, I've been really like, as time goes on, I've been really focusing on that more, and I'm still learning about like how I can better grow my analytics and grow like sort of engagement, because that's the big thing. And what I'm learning with that is, you know, having a group of people who can comment on your shit and you comment on their stuff, that can be really helpful to engagement, and that gets it going, at least for a social media aspect. I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought on like the analytics.
So your biggest fan base, you know?
Right. Sorry, that was the other thing. Okay, so I noticed a lot of my stuff is from this area, which is good, but I also have a decent. If you saw the clips, like I got a decent amount of people to come out to the show that I did in New Jersey, and I have a good.
He had them screaming.
And you know, I had to put that up front. That had to be the main point. I said, yep, I gotta put that there. That's gonna look good. So, and you know, great. And a lot of these people are my friends as well. But you know, it's just I'm grateful for the support at the end of the day. And I'd say New Jersey and the DMV area. I'm hoping to again continue to branch out. But my thing is
looking to branch out too.
So. I would love eventually to get more into, and I've done this through my advertising campaigns through Instagram, markets that are untouched, and whether, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. 6ix9ine is smart for one reason. In Europe, he's huge. He gets a lot of money from Europe. He goes to those shows in Europe, because no one gives a fuck if he snitched. Who cares? If you're in Europe, do you think if someone in, you know, the US snitched, it's not the same. The culture's different. So, my goal is to eventually begin to try to attract not just a national audience, but an international audience. And that's, you know, going to places like...
Well, he started in England, so...
Yeah, he started. He's going to return back.
I got people in England, but also, like, you know, you see a lot of producers now that are from, like, Russia, like, from, like, you know, like, the Nordic countries, like Sweden, like, Norway. It's wild. Like, I'll be like, they'll have, like, Russian typed under it. It's like... Dude, you are, like, that's dope, you know, like, people like Young Lean, who came, I don't listen to Young Lean, but Young Lean is super influential in Europe, like, it's, you know, there's an audience there, so my thing is, like, I want to go and channel that once I continue to grow in the U.S., and, you know, I would love to travel, I love going and doing shows, I want to go on tour, that's my number one.
I'm going to go and give my top 5.
Okay.
Top 5 places you would love to travel and perform, man. Anyway, man, I'm talking about, anyway.
I don't feel like he gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, one place I've never been, and I want to go, LA.
Really?
I want to go to LA.
It's a good place.
I'd love to.
I never been.
I've never been to LA.
Seen it on film.
It looks nice, yeah.
It
depends where you are. I mean, LA, I've heard is like, you know, it's turned into a shithole, but I still would love to go, you know. Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
Amsterdam.
Seen that on film also.
Mm.
Hostel too.
It's so hostile, too. It's not a good fucking thing, man. Yeah.
I'd say Germany.
Good.
I'd love to go to Germany. They got good beer there. That's 3.
I'll probably get free beer for performing too.
I mean, I went to Atlanta, so I marked that off the list. I can say that. It was Atlanta, go and perform in Atlanta.
Two more.
I'd say, I mean, I would love to say somewhere, you know, the Nordic countries, if I could ever get out of there. I'm trying to think of another location that would work. I'm thinking international right now, but I mean, in the States, I think it'd be interesting, you know, do a show in somewhere like, you know, Philadelphia or Chicago. I haven't done something like that. Those are two big scenes there. Houston's very big as well. You
I
know,
would music scene.
Houston, Texas music scene is very
Crazy
interesting.
thing, I never mentioned Chicago.
I think people try to wish Chicago.
Nobody ever been to Chicago.
I think you gotta go to
Be
Chicago.
such
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of music. I mean, as I was talking about Juice WRLD and Kanye West from Chicago. I mean, you got like Common, you have, you know, Herbo, like Lil Durk. I mean, you go on and on. You know, it's
And
that's
I was definitely tapped in when they know the same, they know the drill scene.
but like O Block, yeah. You know, they're tearing it down. O Block, they're tearing it down. That's what I heard. I mean, unless they changed it, because I mean, people were treating it like it was like, I remember, like there'd be like random like, yeah, tourist attraction, which was, I was like, what? Like, no. Like, respectfully, like, I would not want to go into O Block. It's
I don't
like,
go to block. I don't go to nobody block.
you know, it's like I'm, you
I
know,
haven't been on that block.
Right.
you know, I'm sure that everyone on, not everyone on O Block is, you know, real, like, you know, strapped and all that, but it's like, you know, this is just a regular neighborhood. Like, this is not an amusement park, you know? But definitely Chicago, I think it would be very interesting. I've been to Chicago only once. That was for theater. I did like a theater audition up there back when I was applying to schools, before I really started the music. For like a joint thing. They had a bunch of schools who were doing auditions, so I said, I gotta make the trip. It's a good opportunity. But Chicago's a cool place.
You have a dream role?
A dream role? Yeah. There's a movie called The Producers, a musical movie. It's very funny. If there's any musical, I'd say go and watch. It's a movie version. It's got Matthew Broderick in it. You know, Ferris Bueller. I'd love to be Leo Bloom, which is his character in The Producers. If I got an opportunity to do that, I'd do it. You know, that if I were any like acting role that or musical theater specifically, that'd be one, definitely. I'd love that. That's one of the funniest musicals out there. If there's any musical, like movie musical that you have to watch, The Producers, it doesn't matter where you come from, it will crack you the fuck up. It's hilarious. It's a great fucking time. It's like, it will surprise you. Like, you'll be like, what the fuck is going on with this? Like, but it's just funny. I love just laughter and, you know, comedy and I would, you know, that show specifically channels that, so.
Why can't you give me the top 5 artists you would love to work with, dead or alive? I know it says hard. I ain't asking for influences.
Yeah.
Who would you work with? Top 5 dead or alive, man?
Juice WRLD, X, Tory Lanez, he and JL, yeah, that's rough. I'd love to see him.
Send him one right now. He might need something.
Yeah. Definitely Post Malone. I'm cheating. I'm gonna name some more. Lil Uzi, Thugger Thugger, definitely. Thugger Thugger. Gosh, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I love, like, you know, even like some of the DMV, like Wale or Logic. Like, I'd love to work with them. Just more on the fact of, you know, Logic gets so much fucking shit. It's so, like, to me, it's like, come on. He's a decent rapper. Sure, everyone has corny bars. Drake has corny bars. Come on. Everyone has corny bars. You said one corny bar. I feel like everyone. It doesn't matter how hard you are or what type you're doing. Something that's sort of like, why are you saying that? You know? But, you know what's, yeah.
What the fuck are you saying?
Like, I don't know, I might have been just the first thing popped in my head at the moment. Honestly, I couldn't think of nothing else to rhyme.
But it's just sort of like, you know, it's you know, people from the DMV, the DMV scene is, I feel like a lot of times people like eat each other, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like we don't really see each other. It is the world, but I feel like with other scenes, like even you look at Chicago, you look at even New York as well, Atlanta specifically, like there's just more of
unity.
Yeah. And I feel like the DMV needs that, and it's just hard because there's so much talent, not just in Maryland, DC, and Virginia as well, that's just untapped, and it's just people don't mesh together. You know, people don't really like want to work together and really see that grow. It's hard, but you know, people like, you know, ZK Lounge, we talk about people like Mia doing stuff like that, doing shows like that, and all the people that are like actively looking for young artists or like new artists or just like aspiring artists to go and do stuff, do open mics. Like that's important to building the scene. My thing is, it's just staying together and not just totally dipping. Once you make that, once you go big. I hope that I'm not like that. If I'm like that, I hope someone slaps me in the face. Nah, for real. Like I want to be able to give back in some capacity. I don't want to just be like pack my bags, see you. If I got lucky enough to catch a break like that, it's just this area is. It's a great area. There's really good, passionate people. There's been a lot of struggle though. Whether you talk about, IDK. I don't remember the exact bar. IDK. He's a rapper. Yeah. He's from Maryland. He sings like Gaithersburg or something. He said a line. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something on the fact of like, the city represents how the Washington Redskins are. They're losing. Like we haven't seen the Washington Commanders, for example, win. That's just a small thing, but it also I feel like it all branches out into other things as well. And it's just there's potential, and with that it's just like, how can we continue to grow the scene? Doing podcasts like this help, but how can we continue to pump this up and continue to
I guess realistically, us as podcasters, I would say maybe perhaps we might have connections in other ways, might can put artists into different things because we also go out a lot. So I go to shows, we go to shows.
I see, on your feet.
Yeah,
I see.
we go to we just like to discover new people also. I just interview, listen to them, check them out.
And that's real shit.
If, like I also go to like people we have on, like definitely some of their shows, so like come on, support you afterwards and stuff like that. So
Cool show. You working on anything else besides the music and theater? Like, you ain't got with like the music, anything you invested in, like clothing, stuff like
I'll
that?
be getting
any other businesses.
If
also.
people follow me on IG or watching this, specifically those who ask me for merch, I am working on some merch. So
I am I'm working with a guy I went to high school with who's been starting out, but he's got potential. His art's, he's improving daily. You can see it, and I'm working with him on some stuff. As he runs a little group that he started called the Last Artist Society, and he's been doing some good stuff. So we've been in talks about doing a little merch. And to be honest, like I'm not like the guy to be dripped out. Like I'm fashion-wise, style-wise, like I'm not the most like stylish dripped, but I like style. It's just more of I'm still learning about that as well because I just wear what I want. Like I just wear what's
So you can
comfortable.
make it your style, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do with him, and that's why I'm working and talking with him. It's like, how can we make, not only how can we make this my own, but what's going to look good and also to represent both of us. Because I want, with him, he was like, oh no, like this is going to be yours. And I'm like, no, I want you to put Last Artist Society on. Shout out Bruno, by the way, if he's listening to this. Bruno is, big music fan, works with, he's like really in tune with the underground, but I've been working with him, and he was saying, he was like, oh no, I want this to be yours, but I was like, no, we're doing this together. Like, I want both of us to win. We all gotta grow. Like, let's do that. So, just collaborating with him, see what, he knows, tapping into his brain, saying like, okay, you know style better than I do, so let's talk. Like, what do you think's gonna look best? What do you think would work best with me and how I roll? What do you think's best gonna fit with the music? And my image, which I'm still working to create as well, is sort of like, trying to figure out how I want to present myself as an artist, So I'd say the clothing right now is just in the sort of starting phase, but it's something that I want to do, and I think I've had people and fans say like, I'm interested in this. I'll buy a shirt. I'll be the first one to buy a shirt. So it's like I gotta get that out
Do you
there.
have a logo?
I do, yeah. I got some business cards too. 29 Roads. I even got a little QR code. Pass them out. I know you know where to find me, but just more for the aesthetic and the flex. But that's my logo right there. I got two logos.
That's nice.
And you see DMV's best. Yeah, we had to make sure they were all.
We have business cards too, but they don't quite.
Vistaprint.
Man, it was the American Psycho, the scene from I don't know if y'all familiar. They had the scene.
He's a good actor. Christian Bale is.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Respectfully, he's actually insane.
I'm a Batman fan.
He's so talented though. You just be watching his stuff and you're like, how the fuck?
I
are you doing this?
don't judge their personal lives first of all.
Oh no! I'm just saying like based on his
No,
acting, he is crazy, but like there's a method to the madness.
Madness.
Like you get it. It's
a
just
lot of
like,
actors
damn.
might be crazy because they might get a little into too many.
I say
roles.
anyone that does theater is crazy.
They might be
That's
in-
me included.
They might be getting into a lot of curses, and some of them curses might stick with them, and they might mix. And it's
Definitely.
like, all right.
The Joker seems like a role. Even he, not just Heath Ledger, but Jared Leto played the Joker. You know, he was dropping off feces like shit at cast members' doors.
The Joker did that?
That's not a joke.
That's not a joke. And he,
Did the
that was
Joker
like-
even do that?
Alright, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know how you rationalize that, but they get so you can get so lost in those characters for real. It's kind of crazy. It's
Yeah.
great because the performance is good.
I'm gonna say, next
Christian
time
Bale
you
is
drop
one of
that
those
off at
guys.
my door, next time I'm gonna see him. I'm
Christian
going
Bale though is one of those
on.
guys that like it's called method acting, where they literally you and I've
They
tried
become
it
the
myself.
person.
But you become the person. So you're thinking as that person, like
Yeah,
how would I do this? How would he, what would he say to this person? And like I've done that for shows. It's not always great because then you get so into it and you're like, I don't want to talk and be my regular self because I want to be as genuine as possible. It can get really fucky, like it does. Like I've had experiences, I'd say I love Christian Bale.
Your favorite actor? Who was your favorite actor?
Top 5.
Oh gosh, I can't even answer.
Is it?
top five. It's not. It's just not.
Do I
Yeah.
have a top? You got a top? You got a top? What's your top five?
I don't watch TV.
You know about that? You've seen movies.
Top 5. Mufasa.
Movies? Your five actors, you know, actor.
Can't think right now.
I don't think I could list the top 5 either.
I
there's-
top 2.
Who you top 2? Oh, I like Denzel. Denzel's
Yeah,
great.
cool.
I like Tom Hanks. She's fun.
I like Don Cheadle and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, speaking of Joker, that's the best. Just Joker. He seems like the only one who got unscathed out of that whole with the method acting.
Now, he got a lot of different roles where if
He's-
you get into the character, I can see how
He's
probably
so good.
would go
Though.
crazy.
He is no. I mean, he's
Nah, he been good for a long time.
he's been so good. And I remember he sort of fell off a little bit where he just sort of took a break. I believe.
Yeah, I remember he did what's the little mockumentary when they thought he was about to become a rapper. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember he was on a talk show and people thought it was a weird interview. I remember that. I remember that. Because he was acting weird and I was even like,
They go to bed and
it was all publicity, but I mean, you would watch it, you probably
It's
saw
a
it.
mockumentary, but he was acting like he was really that about to become a rapper.
Maybe Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah. Borat,
See, Don Cheadle, he been out for a long time too. I remember one of his joints was The Devil in the Blue Dress, that's Denzel movie or whatever. It's a nice joint. He played the character Mouse. It's like this man, it was cool. It was crazy.
He's good. His I think his acting range is you could say. He's very versatile as an actor, and that's why I like him. I don't know. You're drawn to him immediately. When he's on stage, that attention goes to him. Even when he's with, Robert Downey Jr., who draws a lot of attention himself.
You know what I like about acting now and the way things going, like a lot of big movie stars, they do TV now. So it's not, you can see them more often, like weekly, or if they drop it 10 episodes, more so than just 2
With
hours.
streaming, it's been great because it's provided even more jobs for actors.
Yeah.
And that's huge because acting
You know
is
what?
so cutthroat, even more than
Shout out to
music.
Tubi.
Tubi, yeah.
We can make a movie right now.
You could.
Put
Yep.
it on Tubi.
Amazon, I believe, as well.
Yeah, Amazon, no. That before Tubi, Amazon is where I go for all my low budget movies. I love watching low budget movies. They be so bad. They be so fucking terrible. Man, my mama turned, man, I said, I know this ain't gonna suck.
Yeah.
Let's watch it.
But it's gonna be it's gonna be like they're gonna be trying. It's always I heard recently. It's like I heard someone recently say, he was saying, it's those bad movies are only funny if you're not self-aware.
Yeah.
Once you become self-aware, like Sharknado, for example, after the first few, they're self-aware.
I never
it's
watched
not
the
as funny.
Sharknado. I didn't watch Sharknado.
That shit's
Me
funny.
personally, I always wanted to make movies as a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, these movies are fucking horrible. That shit is inspirational. I know for a fact I'm gonna get on one of these motherfuckers one day. I don't care what it is. I said, if they can do this, if they put this shit on TV,
Hey, everyone's got to start
I
somewhere.
can do
Got
it.
to.
But nah, I enjoy some bad movies. I'm not gonna act terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
It's just so, it's great. It's great. You just be sitting there like, what? What was the delivery on this line, or why did
you
he
know
say?
what? When you think about it, I like when it comes to even women, I like shit that ain't good for me. You know. enjoy.
I mean, I feel like that's all of us. At least for me, I can agree with that. Yeah, Ivy, it's always the women that are probably not best for the Ivy.
With that movie and with the woman, maybe I should. Like, you know what?
But I will anyway, you know.
Let me do it.
Mine is mine. I just go into I'm dabbling.
Have fun, but at the end, you feel like, you know, I just wasted.
You're like, I asked for this. Like, you know, you're like, I asked for this to get this happen to me, you know.
Fun, nasty attitude.
That's a nasty. You got anything else you're working on? You can tell the fans that's looking forward to
Ooh,
it.
absolutely. I got some more music coming on. I will say this, and I meant to make this announcement earlier. My goal is to release a song every month, but my thing is I want the stuff I'm releasing to be as high quality as possible. So, sorry, I will not probably be releasing on the 29th this month like I wanted to, but I have some really, really good stuff coming out. I've been telling people it's actually more on like a pop rock, hip hop type of vibe. Think MGK. I'd say if you like hyper pop, that I've even dabbled in a little of that, which is like sort of the stuff that Uzi's been getting into, as well as, you know, he's doing like New Jersey Club, which is blown up because he's done that, but he's also done some little hyper pop as well. And I've been beginning to dabble in that. So what I'd say is I got some music coming out that's going to be some like, you know, some rock stuff. It's going to be more, you know, it's going to be coming from the heart, more feeling. It might be some more bag shit, but I promise it's gonna be some shit that you're able, even if it's sadder, you're gonna be able to rock out to that shit and just jam. So I'm very excited about what's to come, and you know, just take things day by day. I'd say just keep on the lookout. You know, just stay on the lookout.
29th, is that like your drop date?
I just thought it'd be cool to have, you know, drop it on the 29th.
That's the name.
29 rows.
Yeah, I get it.
The 29th.
So 2/9/2029, you gotta drop it out.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I didn't even think about that though. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did 21 Savage drop an album in 2021?
I don't know, but he probably should have.
I feel like he probably did. He's always dropping shit. Like, yeah, he's on.
Should have.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I just off the top of my head, I'm like, dude, he probably did.
He should make a song, make an album, and drop it in the future. But like save it. He can't be alive for it. I mean, 21. He should make an album.
Oh, you know, like the little, what's it called?
Oh, can you like schedule it like YouTube?
Oh, absolutely.
Can you
Oh, yeah.
schedule it
I mean,
for
so
100 years?
I mean, you can do like, I think of like time capsules. You remember the little time capsules where you bury something in the ground, you put like old stuff in it. Yeah. You know, you could do something like that. I mean, I'm sure probably someone's.
I'll reach out to these people.
Yeah, go talk to him. Yeah. Hit up his agent, you know, manager.
I got an idea. None of us are gonna see it.
Be like, nah, trust me, this is good.
His grandkids though.
Great grandkids.
The generational.
It all
wealth,
depends.
absolutely.
It all depends on when you had a kid. You know, I had my first son at 29.
That's a good number.
Shout out to you.
Hey.
I would suggest doing it before because you get the headache out the way. So by the time you 29, your child.
But you mean like having a kid before that?
Yeah.
Before 29?
Yeah. So by the time you 29, you got the hard years out of the way. I'm in the. I don't really know how to describe the phase. It's like the early phase where I hate his mother. But we haven't gotten past that yet.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I think, I mean, for me, I'm just be focusing on wrapping that shit up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, just wrapping it up from now. Like,
smart thing.
yeah, I try to just, I've been working, trying not to think on my dick as much, but it's hard.
Yeah, no.
Just
Hey,
being
no
honest.
pun
Like,
intended,
Yeah,
dog.
that's why I don't think, because it's hard.
oh shit, I didn't realize that. I didn't even think about that. No, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, wrap it up. Wrap it up, kids.
Yeah,
Don't be like
wrap it up.
Wrap it up, kids. So
Please, kids. Please.
Hey, man. Well, anything else we got to look forward to?
Oh man, I just, you know, gonna be dropping stuff on my social medias. As I was saying, 29Rose _ on TikTok. It's I am 29Rose. And yeah, just more music to come, and you know, more of me. Just more stuff that's gonna be dropping, and hopefully more podcasts. You know, I'm again taking a little hiatus from the traveling because I want to get focused on my digital side of things, my digital face. You know, what people are seeing when they go online, because that's what matters the most. Building up
you know, my Spotify followers, my listening base, because Spotify followers, especially for like booking, that's huge. Any artist who's trying to like actually book stuff, what I'm going through right now is I'm trying to get my Spotify monthly listeners up. Monthly listeners are huge. That's my main focus right now is, you know, getting that digital side, getting those streams up, doing what I can to advertise, get it out there. But I say, you know, just more good stuff to come, you know, just good shit, and you know, just good, you know, good bops, like stuff that, you know, anyone, you know, you'll find something in the catalog, if not already, and in the future that you'll rock with. So yeah, just, you know, new music to come, and, you know, just stay tuned. Really, just stay tuned, because I don't know, I can't tell the future. You know?
Keep watching.
Appreciate it.
Just sit back and watch.
I just want to thank you for coming through.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
been
thank you for having me.
Been an honor.
Yeah.
Been an honor. You know, I'm gonna ask you for a little something off camera too, but that's gonna be on camera.
Yeah.
But it's Shampoo, aka Big Shampoo.
It's your boy Scott Got No Lie.
We did with 29 rows. Thank you
Coming out, man.
Coming out,
Like,
man.
He's arrived, he's arrived, he's arrived.
Yeah.
And button don't
Yes, sir.